everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I have some more predictions for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for episode 2 of course. So, what do I think is going to happen in this episode? Well, I think a couple of my predictions from the last episode will probably carry over to this one. So, I think that in this episode at least, we are going to get Baron Zemo, which is the villain, as I've mentioned. We know from the trailer for episode 2 that Bucky is going to become all Winter Soldiery again, or White Wolf technically, as he's no longer a villain. Sharon Carter is going to return this episode, aka Agent 13, and I'm not too sure what else is going to happen. I think we'll get a bit more with Captain America the second. I don't think we'll get a battle with him this episode, but I don't think it'll be long before we do, because Sam needs to get that shield back somehow. By the looks of him, he ain't going to be giving that thing up very easily, so I think there is going to be a battle between Sam, Bucky, and US Agent, as he's officially called. So that, I think, is going to happen this episode. What else do I think is going to happen? I think we might get a little bit more backstory of Bucky, because last episode was Sam's backstory, really. We got a bit of Bucky, but not an awful lot. We don't know much of what he's been up to since Endgame happened. So I'm hoping that in this episode we'll get a bit more of a bit more of Bucky's backstory fleshed out. Hopefully we'll see Rhodey again at some point, which was a real nice surprise to see him in the last episode. I honestly didn't see that coming. I'm happy that it did happen, though. Do I think we'll see the Steve memorial again? It's possible. It is completely possible, because at some point I think Sam might go there and say, yeah, you were right, I should have taken up the mantle as Captain America, and I think he officially will. As for Lieutenant Torres, I'm not sure what's going to happen to him. So, I think he is going to stick around. I don't know how big of a character he's going to be, but again, I'm keeping my eye on him, because he certainly seems to be important. Also, the terrorist organisation I mentioned in the last episode is called the Flag Smashers, I believe. They're a massive terrorist organisation. I think Torres is probably going to be tailing them guys for a while to see what their deal is, and might they have a connection to Baron Zemo? Possibly. And do I think the LAF will come back? No. I think they were just a first 10 minutes villain to, set up the stakes for that first scene. So, I think the Flag Smashers might end up teaming up with Zemo, because his aim is to destroy all superheroes because of Sokovia, and him being a citizen of Sokovia, he's still a bit annoyed with the Avengers, even though they're disbanded again. Because, again, as I said last week, their two head heroes, Iron Man and Captain America, have both died. Well, Captain America we haven't had confirmed, because the general public doesn't know he's dead, so if they don't know he's dead, he might not be. So, Steve could have... I honestly still think that we're not going to see him. I think it'll just be a funeral. If we get anything for Steve, I don't think we're going to see him again. If we do, I will be very pleasantly surprised, but I just don't see it happening, guys. It doesn't seem to line up. This isn't really Steve's arena. This is definitely a Sam and Bucky show all the way. And I think bringing Steve back would definitely derail that a little bit. Because I know Steve is super old and very, very, very fragile, but it's still Steve. It is Captain America. So, I think they're not going to bring him back. If they do, cool. If they don't, oh well, not surprising. But I think I've covered every possible story. Oh yeah, we might find out a little bit more about Sam's family in this episode, because, again, we only got very bare bones last episode of his family, so I think, if not in this episode, in a future one, we are going to see a bit more of Sam's family and the struggles they went through with the whole half the universe disappearing. So, I think that might be one of the other main plot threads we pick up on, but yeah, I'm just hoping that Bucky gets a bit more fleshed out, because we don't know much about him post-Endgame. Like, what happened to him for those last 6 months? Because you cannot tell me that he just sat in his apartment in Brooklyn and did nothing. That ain't Bucky. Hell no. Not at all. So, I think we're going to find out a little bit more about him. I think we're going to see Falcon and Bucky team up again. Red Wing has been getting a lot of usage, even in that first episode, and it is looking as if we're going to be getting some more Red Wing in this episode. And if you can't remember Red Wing, he's that little drone that Sam has on his jetpack, the little red bird. Now, in the comics, Red Wing's an actual bird. So they've kind of technologized him. That is totally not a word, but it is now. Wow. Yeah, so Red Wing is going to be getting a lot more attention because I like that, you know. Red Wing didn't get that much use in the films. In fact, I think one of the only times Sam used him was in Civil War and in Winter Soldier. I think that's pretty much it. So, I'm glad to see that Red Wing is getting more attention, even if he is only a drone. But, hey ho, it's still pretty cool to see some of Sam's origins in the comics being brought back, because, again, Red Wing in the comics is a massive thing for Sam, because, again, in the comics he's a real bird. But in the films, he's just a drone that he has attached to his jetpack, which is still pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully we'll see a lot more of that thing, and hopefully it's going to be a good show. Hopefully a good second episode, at which point we'll be a third of the way through the show, because yes, I have checked, this is a 6-episode show, not like WandaVision when I thought it was 6, and it turned out to be 9. Whoops. So yeah, it'll be over before we know it, which is going to be a damn shame. And then we can roll on to The Bad Batch, the next Star Wars show, which I'm looking forward to a lot, as it takes place just after the Clone Wars, and you all know how much I love the Clone Wars. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, guys. So, as always, people, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my and Roxanne's YouTube channels. Her link is in the description, in the link tree. My sub button is down there. Yep, that big red one. Unless it's grey, then you've already subscribed. Thanks, by the way. Don't forget to comment as well, because why not? And let me know what your predictions are for the next episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 2. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Roxanne on her blog, and sub to her YouTube. Those links are also in the link tree in the description, which is right at the top of the description. And lastly, of course, cannot forget this part. Don't forget to share this video with all of your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Goodbye!